Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, I want to talk about the worst mistakes you can make with your money, in particular when it comes to debt. So whether you've got a lot of credit card debt, if you've got student loans or personal loans, definitely do not do these things, and hopefully this will help you pay off that debt and basically change your mentality when it comes to borrowing money. But first of all, my name is Jodie. I live in London and I've worked in finance for the last 10 years. And this is a pretty new channel, and I just wanted to share finance tips and best ways to manage your money. So if that sounds like something you want to be better at, hopefully this channel will help. The first big money mistake when it comes to debt is actually borrowing money off friends, families, or colleagues to pay off your debt. Now, this at first might seem like a good idea to borrow money off of your parents because you won't get an interest rate most likely, and you won't be set with a minimum payments or a certain amount of term to pay them off. But believe me, if you're borrowing, let's say £10,000 to pay off your credit card from your parents, you're gonna definitely ruin that relationship, even if they're the nicest people in the world. Because every time you go around to their house, or if it's Christmas time or Thanksgiving, you're gonna feel this sense of, oh my God, I haven't paid them back. Or anytime you go on a holiday, if you've got kids, for example, if you're going to Disneyland, but then, you may get a snide comment from your parents being like, oh, you've been on holiday, but you haven't been able to pay me back. These sort of things will really affect your relationship, even if you feel like, oh, it's the best mathematical way to borrow money because there won't be interest. Believe me, it will affect your relationships, which is not really what you want to do. The second really silly thing to do with your money when it comes to debt is to actually get payday loans. Now, payday loans, if you're not familiar with them, are really fast loans you can get that anyone can get online. However, the interest rate can be in the high, 2-figure percent or 3-figure percent. And it essentially will just build up interest and cause you more stress. Yes, you may get the money straight away, but will you even be able to repay that back? They can be very dangerous, and it can cause you more stress than having the original debt because you've got all of this interest building up. You don't really know what the relationship is with that payday loan company. Some of them can be very dangerous, okay, and it can incredibly affect your credit score. So by all means, do not get a payday loan to pay back your current debt that you have. The third point I want to focus on is something that I saw on Caleb Hammer's channel recently. Is a woman actually took out a loan to pay back her credit card. Just bonkers. But obviously this is very stupid and a big mistake that you should not do when it comes to your debt, because you're essentially taking out a loan to pay off another loan. So you're just making yourself into more debt. You're not fixing the problem, you're just putting a band-aid over it. And you're not even fixing the initial issue as to why you maybe racked up so much debt in the first place. Because if this is your mentality to get a loan to pay off a loan, where does the cycle end? You'll just keep getting loans to pay off loans, and you'll make yourself into this bigger hole. The fourth mistake then is not paying your minimum payments. It's really important to pay these off, because if you don't, if you've got 5 different credit cards, or maybe even just 2 different credit cards, if you're not paying the minimum repayment on all of these cards, you will get penalties, you will get fees, it will affect your credit score, and it will affect your future. Like if you want to buy a property and you need a mortgage, you need a decent credit score to be able to do those things, okay? So really, really be cautious about this and remember to pay the minimum payments. The fifth thing then is actually, a bit of an add-on to the last point is don't just pay the minimum payments, okay? If you are getting paid £4,000 a month, okay, and you're spending £1,000 a month eating out on food and takeaway and restaurants and things like that, that is frivolous spending. And if you're only paying the minimum repayment on your debt, but you're being very extravagant in other parts of your life, that's just incredibly silly and stupid and is damaging your future. So take that money from eating out, going out, having drinks with friends, and pump it into paying off those debt, because the longer that you just pay the minimum repayments, the longer the term is going to be and the more interest you're going to pay. So really have a look at your lifestyle and minimize, your extravagant living to pay off that debt. The sixth thing I want to talk about is actually buying things that are living outside of your means. And what I mean by that is maybe thinking about getting a car loan on a Range Rover. However, maybe you only make £2,000 a month and the Range Rover is going to cost you £800 a month. Obviously, mathematically, that is way too much money to be spending on a car, but people do this kind of silly things, even if, the numbers are not as extreme as nearly 50% of your income. But people do crazy things like that. And what I would say is those people really stop and think and understand the money that's coming in, okay? And then have a look at your 50-30-20 rule. If you're not sure what that is, I do a video on this, which I'll pop in the link below. But essentially what it is to understand the money that you have coming in. And then 50% of whatever that money is, okay, will go towards your needs. So your needs will be things like your rent or your mortgage, your groceries for basic living, you know, your insurance, your travel to work, maybe a bit of a car loan in there if you have a car, okay? And then 30% of your income will go towards your wants. This can be, you know, eating out, dining out. Of course, you can have fun like that, but it's important to have, you know, stay within these certain budgeted amounts, okay? Maybe you want to go to a concert, maybe you want to plan a holiday in the future. Put that money aside into a holiday pot and you can, of course, do it. And then the 20% of your monthly income should go towards saving and investing. Are you currently putting 20% into that pot for your future? And if not, why not? Okay. Are you spending too much in the other buckets? And really just have a think about where your money is going and why you're doing certain things. And the next tip is to really understand why you got into debt in the first place. Even if you clear up all your debt in the future, are you going to get back into debt again, you know, once you get a new credit card, or once you see something shiny, or once you see how your friends are living and you want to live that lifestyle, okay? So understanding the core as to why you're getting into debt will really help you in the future as well. Okay, so if you are not a credit card person, if you feel like you've had credit card debt multiple times in your life, chop up those credit cards. You are not a credit card person, okay? If you feel like it's mainly car loans, that you are just obsessed with cars and you seem to get in a lot of debt with car loans, okay? Maybe understand the income you're receiving. Does it cover all of your car costs? And if not, maybe bring in more income to cover that love of cars that you have. Because once you start to understand the core of your spending habits and why you are throwing away your money every month, then you can, of course, improve. Hopefully these tips have helped you guys. I tend to post 2 videos a week. So if you're into improving your personal finance and want to get better with money and learn how to invest and save, hopefully this is the channel for you. So pop your comments down below if you want to share your debt journey, if you've been able to be successful with it. We all want to learn here. Okay, see you soon, guys. Bye. Thanks.